Good day, dear colleagues and dear students. Today we are going to talk about methodology of sensory or organoleptic analysis of foods. Sensory or organoleptic analysis of foods carried out by human senses is the most ancient and widespread way of determining the food quality. So this presentation is focusing on several points such as connection human senses and sensory attributes of foods, classification of sensory attributes of foods, sensory or organoleptic properties of foods, and condition for sensory analysis. In frame of the class, we will be able to answer to several questions such as what sensory attributes of food sensory analysis are, what sensory properties are, why sample and environmental conditions are so important for food sensory analysis, and how a weighting coefficient for food sensory analysis should be distributed. So, what sensory attributes of foods are and how they are connected with human senses? There are four main attitudes or indicators for sensory analysis, such as appearance, odor or aroma, or fragrance, consistency or texture, flavor. Sometimes these attributes can be presented as mix one of them in different options. So the first attribute is appearance, which is estimated by senses of vision. The appearance of a product or the package often is the only attribute on which the decision to consume a product is based. Let's see on the slide. Generally, food appearance is divided into following characteristics such as color, surface texture, size and shape, interactions among pieces or particles. The second attribute is odor or aroma or fragrance. The odor of a product is detected by nasal passage and are perceived by the olfactory system. The term odor or one of its variations is used when the analysts are sniffed through the nose. In the most cases, aroma is the odor of a food product, but fragrance is the odor of a perfume, cosmetic, or extract of, for example, biological active substances. The full list of odor descriptors is too unlikely to reproduce here. The list of odor points alone contains over 1,000 words. The third one includes consistency and texture. The attitude is perceived by sensors in the mouth other than taste and chemical feelings. Consistency or texture of food can be defined in two ways: by reaction to stress, measured as mechanical properties, and by tactile feel properties, measured as geometrical particles or moisture properties. The fourth one is flavor. Aromatics, chemical feelings, basic tastes is defined as the sum of proper perceptions resulting from stimulation of the sense ends that are grouped together at the entrance of the alimentary and the respiratory tracts. Flavor includes the aromatics, that is olfactory perceptions caused by volatile substances released from a product in the mouth. The taste, that is gustatory perceptions caused by soluble substances in the mouth. The chemical feeling factors that stimulate nerve ends in the soft membranes of the buccal and nasal cavities. Let us explore wheat. The smell and taste of wheat flour are the most important indicators of its quality. For example, color. The higher the grade of flour, the lighter its color. Taste. The taste of bitterness indicates that the taste the fats have gone rancid, aldehydes and ketones have accumulated in the flour, or it is an admixture of wheats. Bitter sour taste shows that flavor was affected by barn bevel. The phenomenon of splitting of microelements in saliva has also been known for a long time. This happens due to the content in the saliva of a special enzyme, amylase, which consists of 98% of water, 2% of mucus, and maltose. As you know, the bulk of the structure of bread is carbohydrates under the influence of water or saliva. A very simple chemical reaction occurs with the release of a large amount of glucose. If you chew bread for a long time, starch begins to break down into glucose, which is found in sugar beets and many other plants. At this stage, please pay your attention on the slide and note that some food attributes can be mixed. For example, for yogurt, appearance and consistency are mixed as well as flavor and odor. However, some appearance characteristic as color is presented as separate one. So, combination of foods attributes depends on type of product and standard of documentation for each type of foods. Our laboratory conducted an experiment on the organoleptic analysis of burgers. We made buns and cutlets, and the cutlets were meat and plant. As a result, it was difficult for us to determine what kind of cutlets in burgers. Now we are going to discuss some certain conditions for food sensory analysis and why they are so important. There are some common required conditions for food sensory analysis. Let's look through this list. Value of foods can be estimated by different kind of scores by 10-point assessment scale and as well as other one. For example, this slide reflects 7 points assessment scale for consumer tasting, and estimated score has different options from extremely dislight to extremely light. Estimation of attributes for analysts focusing on standard descriptions for each type of product and consider there as high point of score. A decrease of score indicator is provided depending on degree of deviation from the standard. Now I would like to take your note to weight coefficient and describe how it should be calculated. Depending on a number of attributors and a degree of their importance for the consumer, the indicator will be calculated. In the case there are 4 attributors and the weight coefficient or indicator can be divided into 4 equal parts as well as into unequal parts. Sensory analysis can be used for quality control, determining shelf life, gauging the readiness for product launch, assessing product success, flavor profiling, and identifying the attributes driving consumer preferences. Thank you for your attention.